Hello friends, this is Worm, and I figured we'd take a little bit of time to talk about sunrising, or the unsunsetting, whatever you want to call it, that's coming with the final shape. So of course, if for some crazy reason you haven't heard, Bungie is basically removing all power limits on any gear in the game currently. So if you have anything in your vault that has been sunset, or if you picked anything up from the monuments to Lost Light or anything like that, you will now be able to use it. Well, I'm sorry, you will not now, but come the final shape, you will be able to use it once again, which is, it's got a lot of people really excited. A lot of people are drooling over many of their roles, but I'm kind of here to say it's not that big of a deal. I mean, yeah, like it's great. Don't get me wrong. I have a ringing nail with Dragonfly Rampage that I'm definitely going to pull out and use in PvE. But it's really not that big of a deal. Like, people are like exploding about it. And honestly, like, unless you're one of the incredibly few people that has an incredibly unique and potent role on a weapon, such as, I don't know, like a fusion rifle with tap the trigger, such as a hand cannon with kill clip and rampage, like, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Like, yes, like, I'm excited to use my ringing nail with Dragonfly and Rampage, don't get me wrong, but I also know that Dragonfly and Rampage isn't like, it's not an insane combo. You know, it's available on other weapons. It's honestly been power crept by so many other perks. You know, we got Incandescent. I use Incandescent because Ringing Nail is solar. We've got a bunch of different new perks, and so, like, yeah, like, it's exciting to use, but it doesn't have an origin trait. None of these weapons have origin traits. None of these sunset weapons have origin traits. And, like, you know, I'll use Ringing Nail for an example here. Ringing Nail, like, what is its counterpart? What is its unsunset counterpart? It's Amit. Amit is an amazing auto rifle. Like, Amit, in my, like, I don't actually have the stats pulled up here, but in terms of perk, Amit can get some crazy good perks. It's got crazy good origin, a crazy good origin trait that works very well in PvP, which, granted, you know, PvE, PvP, they're different, but, like, I don't know, like, sunset weapons, they've just almost all been outshined by newer variants of you know, or newer archetypes, or not newer archetypes, but newer weapons in the same sub-archetype and stuff like that. Now, like I said, there are some exceptions. There are some very unique roles that players do have on, you know, on some of these older perks. You know, I know that one of the perk roles I've been seeing a lot is Claws of the Wolf with Kill Clip and Head Seeker. That is an incredible role. That's something that, like, I'm pretty sure that was added back when Activision and Vicarious Visions were still involved in Destiny 2, and that's one of the weapons that they put in there. You're never ever going to find another 540 pulse rifle with Kill Clip and Head Seeker again. So, like, yeah, like, that's a unique role. That's a role I think that warrants that excitement to break out and use. But at the same time, to me, that's a PvP role, and you have never not been able to use it inside of PvP. Like, I think I have 14 sunset weapons in my vault. Of those 14 sunset weapons, 12 of them are PvP, they're PvP roles. I have used all of them at least once or twice within the last year. Okay, like, I have a Trackless Waste with Dynamic Sway and Tap the Trigger. It's a phenomenal SMG. I was literally using it just a couple weeks ago inside the Crucible. Why? Because it doesn't matter. Like, power level doesn't matter. And I think that maybe a lot of people are getting all excited for trials and stuff, like, oh yeah, I'll finally be able to break out, you know, whatever it is in trials. But again, we've had so many other options, and quite frankly, better options, that unless you have a unicorn of a weapon, like I said, that Claws of the Wolf with, like, Kill Clip and Head Seeker, like, unless you have something very unique, a Kindled Orchid with Kill Clip and Rampage, it's not going to be that, like, it's not that big of a deal that they're sunrising these weapons. Like, yes, again, I am glad that they're coming out of retirement. Like, I think that's really awesome, but it's not as big of a deal to me as people are making it. Like, I'm seeing people post their god rolls of stuff, and again, I look at most of it and I'm like, that's been power crept. Like, yeah, it's neat that you have it, but it's been power crept. You know, or, like, some of the roles I'm like, I don't even know why the heck you kept that, like, you know, but like I said, there are some roles, one of the other ones is a Mindbender's Ambition with Quick Draw on it, because those apparently still exist. Now, here, I'm going to call this right now, when the final shape drops, your sunset Mindbender's Ambition that's now sunrisen is not going to have Quick Draw anymore. I guarantee you or maybe not when it drops, but within a couple weeks after the final shape drops, if you have, you know, a quick draw Mindbender's Ambition, it's not going to be that way anymore. Like, they're going to take it, they're going to change that perk, just like they did with all other aggressive frame shotguns. I actually don't know why Mindbenders got left out of that bunch, but with unsunsetting coming back, like, they're definitely going to change it. So, you know, if you have one, you better start using it right now. Don't wait till sunsetting is no longer a thing, because like I said, I really do think Bungie will change that. I think that there's going to be a lot of perks that are potentially reworked because of unsunsetting, you know, just like how we saw Master of Arms reworked so that now it only deals 15% more damage as opposed to what it used to do, which was insane, and then it went down to like 20% more damage. Now it's only doing 15% more damage. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some perks that are reworked with these old sunset weapons coming back into the picture here. So yeah, I don't know, that's just, I kind of want to just offer those thoughts on it. Like, yeah, like, it's cool that sunsetting is going away. You know, we're gonna have all those Leviathan weapons that we can use again. Great, that's exciting and all, but at the same time, it's like most of those weapons have been power crept out. Not only that, but Bungie even explicitly stated, this is what really gets me excited. Bungie has stated that they're going to bring back most, if not all, sunset weapons back in the game with refreshed rolls, and this has me really excited because, I mean, think about the Leviathan weapons. Leviathan weapons have some of the best stats we've ever seen in Destiny 2. Like, you know, Alone as a God, for example, has the highest aim assistance of any sniper in the game. That's incredible. And at some point, it's going to be coming back. We don't know when. We don't know if it's going to be in 3 months. We don't know if it's going to be in a year and a half. Like, we don't know how long it's going to be. But they did say they're going to try to bring back most, if not all, of those weapons. And you know, when they say most, if not all, like, I'm wondering which of those two it is, like, because most and all are two different things. If they bring back all sunset weapons, I mean, we're talking about things that we've forgotten about, you know, things like I don't know, the Lincoln Green, for example. That was a pulse rifle. We're talking about the original, well, actually Scathelog has been reintroduced. Well, doesn't matter. There's a lot of weapons that, like, players have just forgotten about, and I'm wondering if Bungie is going to reintroduce all those all of those weapons. Sorry, I can't talk today. Or if they're going to kind of pick and choose, like, which ones, you know, are the best to bring back. You know, if we had, I don't know, like 3 or 4 different kinetic 540 pulse rifles, I don't see them bringing back 3 or 4 kinetic 540 pulse rifles. It just, to me, it just doesn't make sense. Like, maybe 2, but I don't see them bringing back literally every single weapon that we've ever had in Destiny. I would love to see that. Don't get me wrong, I'd be very excited to see that. And I think that if Destiny 2 doesn't transition to a Destiny 3, if they keep Destiny 2 and just change it to Destiny, or, you know, whatever it is, like, yeah, I could definitely see them adding, you know, 4 or 5 different weapons in the exact same archetype / damage type / sub archetype, whatever you want to say. But again, like, I don't know, you know, and especially with the rumor that Destiny 3 is in development, I don't know. But, you know, back on topic here, you know, with your sunset weapons, like, yeah, like, I'm glad that they're unsunsetting stuff. I never really agreed with it in the first place. But at the same time, your sunset rolls, like, your sunset weapons are probably not that good. And this is a case-by-case basis. Like I said, like, some of you do have incredible rolls on weapons that Bungie just would never, ever do that again. You know, Headseeker kill clip, for example, on a 540, like, that's never going to be done again. So if you have a Claws of the Wolf with that on it, great. Like, that's awesome. Like, I'm super excited. That is a weapon that is worth keeping and using. But at the same time, I don't know why you're so excited now, because you've been able to use it inside of PvP for, I don't know, ever, basically, with the exception, of course, of trials. But yeah, I don't know. That's kind of all I have to say about that. I want to hear your thoughts on, you know, sunrising and Bungie doing that. Like, obviously, I know that a lot of people may not be happy with me saying it's not that big of a deal. It's just not, to me. Like, it's just not that big of a deal. Besides, I would say most of us probably deleted a bunch of our roles. Like, I know there are weapons that I wish I would have kept. You know, I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I know at some point in time I was like, oh, like, you know, I have this sunset weapon, and I told myself, you know what, it's never gonna be on sunset. I'm just gonna get rid of it. And then Bungie turns around and says, hey, we're gonna unset it. But I really don't think it's as big of a deal, especially because they're bringing all of those weapons back to us with updated perks with origin traits and all that stuff. But yeah, with that being said, I want to hear your thoughts on all of it. Of course, if you like today's video, drop a like, helps the channel a lot. Subscribe for more daily Destiny content. And guys, do me a favor, watch the videos you see here on the end screen, because for whatever reason, YouTube thinks you'll like them. I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.